We're almost 2 months now into the Iran war. We have a ceasefire that is still holding, just the United States with a blockade on Iran, the Iranians in return continuing to prevent ships from passing through the strait. It's very much as we've seen over the past many weeks of the war, with the exception of the fact that the Americans and the Iranians aren't shooting at each other, and that is a big deal. So the big question is, do we see an extension of the ceasefire? Do talks actually go ahead in Islamabad? Vice President Vance, the White House has been saying they're going to send them all weekend long, now delayed for a day. We'll see where this ends up going. My expectation is that the talks do go ahead, that the Iranians back down. They have said that if there is no end to the U.S. blockade, that they won't persist with talks. I think that is a feint. It's bluster. It's not true. I'm quite optimistic that we will get to yes. What I mean by that is that Trump will get an additional round of talks, and that he is at some point, maybe this week or maybe soon after, announce some kind of breakthrough with the Iranians. He is very, very inclined to find an off-ramp to the war. He knows it's unpopular. He knows that absent a continued ceasefire, the Iranians can stop shipping from going through, irrespective of any U.S. military plan. And he also knows that getting troops on the ground is extremely unpopular, even for his own MAGA supporters, who so far, a majority of whom have stuck with him on the war. So all of this is to say that as much as it is fully within Trump's capacity to announce that the war is over, that the Americans have ended fighting, that is very different from implementing a deal that opens the strait, implementing a deal that leads to a more stable Middle East. There, I think we're very, very far from an agreement. I fear that the ebullience that will come if we have a second round of talks, which I think is likely, and we have what looks like progress, which I also think is likely, especially assuming Vice President Vance actually goes, that's not where we actually are heading.